Dpad Studio presents the legend. I'll stop doing that. I don't know why. I like doing it. I don't know. Sue me. Don't sue me. Hey, this is Owlboy from Dpad Studios. What I know, this game has been in development for, I believe, 9 to 10 years, somewhere around there. I don't know all about its lineage and the course that it took to finally be released. The most important thing is that it's out. It's out, and it can be played. So, I played it. It's about a bird boy, young owl named Otis. And he is under the tutelage of a jerk whose name is escaping me. He's also mute, cannot talk. And yes, I said tutelage before tutelage was on screen. I forgot that it said that. Tutelage is a word that I often use because I like the way it sounds. Just say it, tutelage. What is there not to like? I mean, so during your intense 3-week course, you don't quite fly as well as your instructor would have liked. This game has a lot of dialogue in it, a lot of story, a lot of character development. For a game with no voiceovers in 2016, it's quite refreshing to see a game that has this much character development through solid writing. So young Otis is trying his hardest, and it's just not enough. Seems like no matter what he does, it's never really good enough for his mentor or one of the elders of the village. So the world that Owlboy takes place in, there's no map, which I did kind of find myself groaning and complaining about every now and then, but it's not really big enough such that you get lost. So sure, were there times I would have appreciated one? Yes. Overall, does it need one? Sometimes, if I'm being honest. It's something I'm used to. I'm used to being able to touch a button and see a map of where I am and where the location is. Dpad Studios went another direction. Anyway, a friend of yours named Getty, both of you have been tasked with defending some portion of the village. So how the combat kind of works is you fly and you control, and the shooting you do is you're really controlling Getty shooting. There's a little bit of Metroidvania stuff to it, because those boxes that you just saw me shoot, I couldn't have done that earlier, and those rings you just saw me fly through, that's kind of how you get money. By going through those rings, you earn coins. Not sure exactly why, but don't ask, you just do. There's also puzzles within the level. They start off very basic, as most games, like they crawl before you walk. And I'm sure as you can tell, the level of detail and the sprite work and the work done in this game is beautiful. The music, the score, and the music is also very, very well done. And the game gives you a lot of interesting things to do. So the overarching antagonists are the sky pirates, who seem to want something from the village. And you'll squish clouds and fill wells up with water to solve puzzles, which somehow relates to you overcoming the threat that is the sky pirates. And I died many times in this game, but the checkpointing is very good, so kind of brings you right back to where you were. There was maybe 1 or 2 areas where I thought, oh, well, I died, and why did I end up way back here? But that didn't happen very frequently. The game is very good about checkpointing and showing you things that you can't access yet. and having you fly through environments that you don't think you can really fly through, and having you pursued by some sort of robotic frog, and providing more story. Your former mentor smacking you, like kind of smacking you in the head. Other people siding with them. And because you're a mute, Getty speaks up for you and speaks for you. From what I've seen, typically saying the same things that you would probably say. Were you able to talk? Wow, he just called you incompetent. Yeah, he just never really lets up about how much of a screw up you are. Yet, of course, you know that Otis and Getty clearly are not screw ups. Yes, they have a lot to learn, but they're ready. So I said earlier, the game takes you through many different environments. Some are a little stealthy, require a little bit of hiding, ducking, covering, if you will, I should say. And there's also some rescues that take place from people who I'm not quite sure. Well, you'll see. Yeah, they're just this woman here. I rescued her, and I honestly don't feel like she really needed the help. I kind of feel like she'd have been fine on her own. Maybe she should have been rescuing us. So I'm going to show you a bunch of different things, and I'm trying to leave them out of context, so you don't really understand, so I don't really spoil anything for you. But just to kind of show you just the different environments and the enemies. I mean, the combat is there. There's fun boss battles. Regular enemies go from pushovers to these things. Just to show you just the breadth of environments, situations that you'll be in. There's definitely some interesting boss battles, and the game definitely it harkens back to, I would say, a different time, but I don't really remember games that were not explicitly RPGs having this much dialogue and this much character development in an era where you would like to think games look like this, but they never look this good. So yeah, and I mentioned the coins earlier. It's sort of like you're not really buying the things that you're using. You're sort of, it's like a tier. Once you hit a certain level, you're able to access these new things, but you're not really losing the money. It's just, hey, you have this much money, so now you have access to this now. So I don't know. I really did enjoy Owlboy. As I mentioned earlier, the lack of a map. There were times I did kind of grit my teeth and go, "Arr," but overall, that's really my only, occasional complaint. Is the game absolutely perfect? No. And I kind of just said, in my opinion, why. But outside of me sometimes wishing there was a map, I had a blast with it. Very satisfying. Like I said, very good writing, silent protagonist, but people definitely speak up for you and on your behalf, and your actions, kind of speak for you. So I definitely recommend Owlboy to anybody who definitely likes the pseudo 16-bit era games that look like that. It's a very well done game. Dpad Studio should be proud. I'm glad I had a chance to play it. Anyway, check out these videos, like, subscribe, leave a comment.